to two of Guidepost magazines. And this story I want to share with you is kind of special because they put it in the June-July issue. And on Friday, July 20th, Kenny and I will celebrate our 10-year wedding anniversary. So indulge my mushiness. This is one of those stories of serendipity. It's called The Dover Tin. Father's Day morning, and I was up the crack of dawn, schlepping through a crowded flea market in Long Beach, California. I'm not a morning person, but antiquing at the legendary Long Beach flea market was what my 70-year-old dad wanted to do for Father's Day. Dad ran an antiques business with my mom in Delaware. He heard about the Long Beach flea market from one of his antiquing buddies. We have to get there early, he told me, before all the good stuff's gone. I had moved to Los Angeles 7 years before for my acting career. I'm an only child, and my parents visited often, but I knew they wished I hadn't moved so far away. I wanted to do something special for Dad that Father's Day. I'd made reservations for a special dinner and show at the Magic Castle, a private club in Hollywood. But Dad was really most excited about shopping the big flea market. I trailed behind him sleepily. A huge parking lot was jam-packed with tents. Dad schmoozed with the vendors, snapping up good buys. I browsed the table of knickknacks. Then something caught my eye. A small ivory tin with the logo of strawberries and two words, Dover Dell. Dover, Delaware, a city about 30 minutes from my hometown. Above the city and state were two names, Richardson and Robbins. Hey, Dad, look at this. Do you know anything about Richardson and Robbins? Dad examined the tin. Seems like it might have been an old cannery, he said. Funny finding this tin from Dover all the way out here on the West Coast. He paused and looked at me, a twinkle in his bright blue eyes. Maybe it's a sign you're supposed to move back to Delaware, he said as he paid the dealer for the tin. I had to laugh. Dad was always teasing me about coming home. When we got back to my house in Burbank, I put the tin in my china cabinet. The tin sat there for 3 years until Mom's health took a turn for the worse. She and Dad couldn't make the cross-country trip to California anymore, so I finally moved back east. It was difficult to sell my house and leave my life in LA, but the move turned out to be a good decision. 9 months later, my dad died suddenly of a heart attack. Mom couldn't live alone, so we bought a house in northern Delaware and moved in together. The tin from Dover went up on our bookshelf. In 2005, Mom passed away unexpectedly. I didn't know what to do next. Move back to California, stay in Delaware. I felt so lost and alone without Mom and Dad. That's when my life took a surprise turn. An unlikely and mysterious chain of events brought me back in touch with my high school boyfriend, Ken. I'd always thought he was the love of my life, but we broke up when we were 16 years old and went our separate ways. We hadn't seen each other in 35 years. And then one night, there we were, reconnected and talking on the phone. He asked me to meet him for lunch. I was excited and nervous. After all these years, could we possibly get a second chance? Was this a sign I was supposed to stay in Delaware? I couldn't be sure, until Kenny called to discuss the details of our reunion. How about you meet me at my office, he suggested. Sounds great, I said. Where do you work? Dover, he said, in the old Richardson and Robbins building. Do you know it? So on a warm, sunny afternoon on July 20th, 2007, I met Kenny in the building's lobby for our date. The date that told me I wouldn't be alone anymore and my life was headed in a wonderful new direction. The following year, on July 20th, Kenny and I got married in my hometown church. It was a happy ending I never could have imagined, though maybe my dad had sensed it all along. And there's the tin. And I have extra copies of the magazine if anybody would